time to do a project. This is our journey. Welcome to the Betancourt's homestead. So let's talk for a minute. This is the feed shack. How do I know it's the feed shack? Let me show you. Feed shack. It says feed shack. So the feed shack is where we store the food, the feed, that for the chickens and the cats and the dogs, and all of the things that go with it. There's a lot of things that go with it on the homestead. But we had a lot of stuff over here that my husband had stored, and we moved him into the barn, and this is getting cleaned out and organized, because organizing is my drug of choice. And cleaning is the dirty part that comes with it. Get it? The pun? Dirty, cleaning, organizing. So this is what we have going. I need to remove the apple press that my father-in-law made for us, disassemble that, take the jack back. We can use all of those parts for something else. Clean up this whole pegboard, and that can become the garden center. And all of the outdoor feed, the puppy feed, and clean up this big mess. Because while I have the seed shack, which holds most of the dry things for dryness, I need a place that I can store the items that shouldn't get wet. My preferred method of working, like really getting in there and getting it done, is with headphones and a good podcast. So you guys, this is where you stop. Bye-bye. Have fun. I'll show you at the end. Okay, I finished the inside. Now I'm getting ready to wash the outside because I think tomorrow would be an amazing painting day. Come on in and let's see what we've done. It's getting dark because the sun is coming over. It's no longer shining over there. It's now shining over here, so you won't see a lot, but let's see. Okay, so I was able to move that lady that gave me a whole bunch of her stuff. She gave me a harvest rack. Oh my gosh, I've always wanted one of those. It's a 6-drawer one, and it holds your squashes and potatoes and stuff. And then I have my potato that I built over here. I have my perlite, my vermiculite, my lime, all my garden stuff, including my deadline. And I have my row covers, all the chemicals that I could possibly use right there. I've had them for decades. They actually moved from Fresno 13 years ago with me, except for the moss stuff. Never had to use that in Fresno, and the grass seed. So we'll see. If I ever need them, they're right there. And then we have all of the cats and chicken stuff that we need. So the fact I can actually walk in here is amazing. I got all the cobwebs out, and I'm going to start working on the outside because I just feel like I should. I want to paint the feed shack, but I need to get the rollers and paintbrush out of the freezer to defrost, and I can't find them anywhere at all in any of the freezers. I asked my husband to put them away because I was covered in paint by that time. And I can't figure out where he put them. We have to ask. Where'd we put the rollers?
Oh, I will find those for you right now. I will find those for you right now, because I'm an expert freezer.
If he magically comes back with them, I'm going to be surprised because we both looked in those freezers, so they're not there. On my list today is paint the feed shack, make more bread, yogurt, and package the meat I bought the other day. Yep. You might be wondering, why did you put your paintbrushes in the freezer? I put my paintbrush and my roller in the freezer because if you freeze them and you know you're going to be doing a project again with that same color, you can just keep going with the color once it defrosts. You don't have to clean them. That's why. Ooh, he's coming back. Let's see.
Yes!
Okay, which freezer? Meat or fruit?
Fruit.
Fruit.
But you had buried them underneath some meat in the fruit freezer and underneath blue ice blocks we had got at Walmart.
Oh, now I know what shelf they were on. There you go. Guess what I'm doing? My paintbrushes and roller have defrosted, thawed enough. It's time to kick this project into gear. One last look. There you go. Oh yeah. I'd rather be watching TV or something. So I finished painting the solid color, the base color on the seed shack, but here's the problem. My paintbrush is toast. So now I get to spend the rest of the day trying to get it back. We're gonna mess with this and see if it works. I've cleaned up, and I cleaned up the paintbrush. This is as good as this is gonna get. Every once in a while I'll go through and put it in some paint thinner and loosen it all up and clean the actual small stuff out. But it is usable and perfect. There you go. Always take care of your tools, people. I've had this paintbrush for what, 20 years. I've painted it's painted every building on our land. With that said, ow, don't bite my toes. I'm gonna have to paint the trim tomorrow. It just never ends. Never ends. Every being in my body, every nerve, whatever, wants to go sit and do nothing. But I gotta paint the trim of the feed shack. Being adult sometimes is really hard. Like, I just want some M&Ms and TV time. Hopefully this will be the final day putting the touch-up paint over the dark brown spots of the feed shack. Rain is coming. It's in the forecast. It rained the day I painted the feed shack, about 4 hours after. Feed shack is okay. But the farmers are hustling, getting their last hay harvested. And I'm going to get the paintbrush and put the final coat on. I know, it's a feed shack. Like, who's really going to look and see that the trim is not double coated? I would know. And if you're going to do something, do it right the first time, right? That was the motto growing up. That's the motto right now. So, okay, I got the feed shack painted, the trim all on. What do you think? Should I put the shutters back on? I know I had shutters on here before, but I'm kind of liking the, like, plain look. I need your all's opinion. Should I put the shutters? I have them sitting right here waiting for me to decide what I want to do, but I wanted to show you something so cute. My birdhouse, I cleaned it up and hung it back on, but look, you know, it's got little mice on it. I honestly don't know why I did that. There was some funny reason why I did that, but I have no clue. Yeah, I'm going to make a sign for here. But should I put the shutters or just leave them? I need to know. We're back in my shop with another project. So if you saw my seat shack, you knew that I made a sign for my seat shack, but I also made a sign for my feed shack. The only problem is that the wall on the feed shack has lines that go up and down, and there was no way that I could cut it to make it not look funky. So I went into the shop and I kept thinking, I have to have a piece of wood that would match this, that I could make a sign and hang it up, like the old feed and seed signs that you see in the olden days. Wouldn't you know it, my dear old friend that gave me all of her stuff comes in handy once again, because I picked up this in a big pile of old wood that she didn't want, scrap wood. Like, I took so much stuff that people would say, just throw it in a burn pile. And I was like, maybe I can find something for it. But look at this. That feed sign literally fits perfectly. So I'm going to give this thing a coat of paint, maybe a couple coats, and attach this sign and hang it up on the side of the building. I'm not using any special paint. I'm just using the paint trim of the feed shack and mix it up. And it also has a primer in it. Normally I would primer this, but I'm just going to go with it. And if it has a rustic look to it, even better. I might even sand some of it down for the rustic look. Successfully transferred. Now to lay it down. Well, let's go hang it up now. Okay, feed shack is done. I hung the bear sign back up, and I think I have nicknamed this little walkway Bear Alley. What do you think? It's also the boneyard, but Bear Alley. And while I was doing this, I realized I need a sign right here for the shop. Back to the computer to design another sign.